Okay, so the next things that you might notice is that you know, that itchy feeling where you're like, oh gosh, there's all these Facebook people are driving me crazy. I don't want to see what they're doing. Or maybe you're on YouTube quite a bit and you're like, oh well, I shouldn't do this right now, but you're just so drawn to it, right? Whether so social media is a huge draw and huge I shouldn't say red flag, because there's so much that you can learn, right? But it's about using it as a tool and not overusing it. And what I mean is that we all have an innate sense of our intuition about what's best for us and how to navigate life. And when we use these other guides as a source to guide us from the outside, sometimes we can ignore our internal guidance. And I know I've been guilty of this as well. Also, this is an easy one to get away from during COVID time, because we're all having to rely on other ways to keep ourselves occupied. So what else? So family, right? During the holidays, maybe if you're not able to hang out with your family, maybe you're feeling a little bit empty or depleted. So these are signs of places that you've been numbing out. You've been using your family, you've been using your friends, maybe using social media. Maybe you have activities in your life that you absolutely love to do that have taken on such a precedence in your life that they've actually become a crutch. I'm a ballet dancer, so I can say firsthand that one of my coping mechanisms was to work incredibly hard in the studio, outside the studio. It's just been a pattern for years and years and years of overworking and using that as a sense of self-worth, and then also a way to actually numb out. So I want to share that, everything in your life is there for a reason and a purpose. So it's not about just cutting yourself off cold turkey, although there will be a time that might be appropriate, and you'll be guided because you'll be tuning in to your heart. You'll be tuning in to what you really feel and what you're guided to do. And so I want to encourage you to realize that definitely follow the readers and follow the people. Like, I have a lady that I just love, and she gives me so much hope about my union and so much inspiration, and I just love this woman. And Spirit kept turning the channel when I was on YouTube to her channel, and so I know it was really guided for me to watch her. But recently I was guided to just kind of close everything up. And that's how you'll notice if you've been numbing out, is if you're like, oh, I really want that. It's like if you ever quit smoking, or you decide to quit sugar for a little bit, where you're like, oh, I'm craving that. I really want it. That's how you know you might be numbing out. Also, another way that people numb out is where they get kind of like really, really high, especially in this journey. You're connecting with your twin and you get like super lightheaded, right? That's also a form of numbing out. And so you want to like breathe and bring in some breath and ground yourself down. Not that high energy is wrong, but I've just noticed, especially like a third party situation, if you're feeling that, sometimes that's like you want to kind of ground into your present moment, so you can be really, really clear about your energy, right? Instead of going like up into the clouds, but really grounding down and staying in the present moment. That's been a huge one for me. Just recently, I realized that I was numbing out in that way, and it was affecting my union in not a positive way. And I thought before it was like a positive thing, but this actually, at least in my union, follow your own guidance and your intuition on that, and because my perception has actually changed on this. but really learning to ground into myself and my connection with the divine. And anytime I'm thinking about my twin, or I pull it right back to myself. I just like flip the image, pull it right back to myself, right up to the divine. Imagine, I'm married to the divine. That is my source. So the numbing out is really about getting love outside of yourself. That's what numbing is, right? Whether it's alcohol, whether it's video games, whether it's dancing, right? If it's whatever it is that you do that typically distracts you from your now, can be a potential trigger. Now, that doesn't mean you have to quit everything that you love, but it does mean that you want to stay present in it. So, for instance, while I'm teaching and while I'm dancing, I will try to see what other noises I can tune into. Like, can I hear the birds outside? Can I hear the wind? So it's about not necessarily weaning ourselves off of these things completely, but it's about tuning into how we feel in each and every moment, and staying tuned in instead of tapped out. Okay, so you can still do all the fun, beautiful activities that you love, enjoy, but it's really about tuning into the present moment and seeing how you feel in that moment, and are you using these external things to get you to a certain high vibrational point, because you can get there to that high vibrational point to a certain extent, but if you want to be able to consistently stay there at that high vibrational point, and now remember that harmonious union, it is a vibration, it is a state of mind, a state of being, and so we want you to not level out, but we want you to rise at a very consistent basis, as opposed to having these highs and lows and and there will be times where you'll go into periods of purging and releasing, and that will take you to that next vibration. But if you're constantly numbing out and not knowing what you're feeling, you're going to have trouble going into the dark places that take you to that higher vibration. I hope that makes sense. So if you have any questions, you guys, I love questions, because that will really give me some guidance on how to help and serve you more. If this video has helped you, I encourage you to subscribe, share it with your close friends, and and tell me in the comments below what served you. Tell me what it is that you sort of are noticing now that you potentially numb out to. And again, I'm doing a series, so I'm excited to share with you how to end separation. And again, this is about ending the separation between you, your highest self, the divine, and then your twin. So just know you've got to heal it from within yourself. Heal that divine connection with source, because your twin flame is a manifestation of the love that God has for you and you have for God. And we cannot displace, we can't make our twin outside of ourselves our God. We have to make them just what they are. They're how God loves us, okay? So, all right, with that, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Enjoy it, and I'm so excited to share this info. Again, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.